Joining us now is Ojinika Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix.
Good morning. Dr. Abati, how are you this morning?
Good. Fine. The lady in red.
Yes.
No, I'm just cracking up. Because he went from Ojinika and then he went up like that.
Red because too much,
yes. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm
perfect. Good morning, Kay.
How are you?
Another good day. I love this thing we do. We're going to miss you when Rufai comes in.
Yeah, we're missing Rufai already, but yeah, we're waiting for him to come. Yeah.
Okay, well, good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, top-rated news outlet Fox News agreed on Tuesday to pay voting machine company Dominion nearly $800 million to avert a trial in the lawsuit that would have exposed how the network promoted lies about the 2020 presidential election. Dominion had sued Fox for $1.6 billion, arguing that the news outlet damaged the company's reputation by peddling phony conspiracy theories that claimed its equipment switched votes to favor President Joe Biden.
Fox has agreed to pay $787 million to settle Dominion's defamation lawsuit. That coming officially from the Wall Street Journal. The settlement then avoids a trial on allegations Fox hosts and guests amplified claims around the voting technology behind the 2020 election. It is a done deal.
In Sudan, fighting raged on in the country on Tuesday, hours after an internationally brokered truce was supposed to have come into effect. The humanitarian truce came after days of intense efforts by top diplomats on 4 continents and had raised hopes of sparing Africa's third largest country from civil war. Residents in different parts of the country's capital, Khartoum, said they still heard gunfire in the day and explosions, particularly around the military's headquarters and the Republican Palace. In Nigeria, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, on Tuesday ordered the Commissioner of Police on election duty in Adamawa State, Mohammed Bade, to withdraw from the state with immediate effect over his alleged role in the illegal declaration of the All Progressives Congress candidate Aisha Binani Dahiru as the winner of the state governorship election. Bade was present at the Coalition Center when the INEC resident electoral commissioner in the state, Hudu Unisa Ari, made the illegal declaration.
From the police, the IGP has given directive that the Commissioner of Police there for the election CP Bade should be pulled out of Adamawa State, and the Commissioner of Police in charge of the state CP Eti Mukwa to proceed to Adamawa immediately.
Under sports, the management of Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin announced on Tuesday that the 25-year-old football star has been cleared to make full return to the field 4 months after suffering an on-field cardiac arrest known as commotio cordis, which is the leading cause of death in young athletes. Hamlin collapsed during the first quarter of Buffalo's Week 17 matchup with the Bengals on Monday, January 2nd, and was resuscitated by emergency responders. Finally, under entertainment, Paramount Plus and CBS Studios announced the making of the new Star Trek Section 31 movie on Tuesday, and actress Michelle Yeoh, who last month won the Oscars for Best Actress for the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, will reprise her role as Emperor Philippa Georgiou in the new Star Trek Universe movie. Yeoh was first introduced as the character in 2017 when the Emmy-winning Star Trek Discovery TV series debuted on Paramount Plus. Section 31 will showcase Yeoh's character as she joins a secret division of Starfleet and is tasked with protecting the United Federation of Planets and faces the sins of her past.
Where is the shrine of Moloch?
What is that?
Well, let's begin what's trending with reactions trailing INEC's declaration of Ahmadu Fintiri, winner of the March 18th governorship election in Adamawa. Fintiri, who ran on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, beat his closest rival, Senator Aisha Binani of the All Progressives Congress, by getting 430,861 votes against his rival's 398,788 votes.
Today, we're at a point where history is made. It is made because of you. It is made because you reaffirm your willingness to support the good works we have started in Adamawa State. It is made because we have reached a consensus that Adamawa State must work. It is made because we have collectively agreed that we desire a better Adamawa State that is lifted from the depths of despair to the great heights of hope.
Well, the governor, during a live television interview on Tuesday after his victory, said that he did not contest the gubernatorial election against any woman in Adamawa State, but instead contested against enemies of democracy outside of Adamawa State, adding that those against his re-election wanted a woman to become governor without considering his performance. Well, in the meantime, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Adamawa, Aisha Binani Dahiru, on Tuesday denied giving the sum of 2 billion naira to procure a favourable declaration as governor-elect to some unnamed INEC staff. Binani described the report of bribery in a statement as wild allegation, unfounded and very bizarre. She went further to reiterate that she is a committed Democrat and will never do anything to subvert the democratic process. Binani also stated that she is not a do-or-die politician and has won elections in the past into House of Representatives and the Senate in a free and fair manner. Well, on Sunday, a video showing an alleged DSS officer stating that the INEC rec, Hudu Yunisa Ari, who illegally declared Binani winner, was paid over 2 billion naira to rig the Adamawa gubernatorial election, went viral. Well, let's take some reactions. This is from Great, who wrote, well, let's imagine this lady came out and rejected the declaration by the rec, and she loses after the legal declarations. She would have been a bigger hero of democracy. But no, she blew it. This would have been a very bad start for the first female elected governor. Bullet dodged. Well, Pizarro wrote, APC wanted to use scopes of producing the first female governor to confuse Adamawa people, but unfortunately, they were smart enough to understand the fraudulent act. Everybody would have been happy if she won legitimately, but not with that APC normal fraud way. Unfortunately, I want to come to you because we're talking about Binani at this point. I mean, that first tweet, it would have been a great, great victory if she had done exactly what that Twitter user said. If she had rejected the illegal declaration, because there's no way she did not know that there were 10 local governments left to have been announced at that point. I don't know what your thoughts are with her statement really quickly so that I can...
Okay, so with regards to, I made this point earlier in terms of the fact that this would have been a proud moment for Nigeria and for women in Nigeria. You, me, and all the first elected female governor of Nigeria, in Nigeria. Unfortunately, it was marred to the extent that it wouldn't have been a celebration, what has been described as an electoral coup, an electoral hijacking, and shouldn't be celebrated in that way. She's gone to court to seek redress, but I think even more shameful is the fact that she is a sitting senator. So should understand the rules of engagement, should understand what is illegal and what is legal, and decry it immediately it was done. It just goes to prove, Oji, that politicians at the end of the day would want to grab power by all means, whatever it takes, and at the end of the day, they will end it with, if you're not happy with it, go to court.
Absolutely, and that is the point. I mean, I really am happy that this whole thing came out properly. But a lot of people are saying, well, is it really justice? I know what I want to tell our viewers what Rufai will say. So I picked his tweet. He said, justice. Kudos, INEC. Kudos, Nigeria. Kudos, judiciary, for denying a frivolous ex parte. Congrats to the winner. Congrats to democracy. I am sad for our country. The drama was unnecessary. I know that's what Rufai would say. I am sad for our country. Well, Chinedu wrote, selective justice is no true justice. If INEC could quickly clean up the mess, that transpired in Adamawa gubernatorial election. Why couldn't INEC do the same thing during the presidential and Lagos state election? Anyway, the post-election petition tribunal will take care of that. I'll come to you, Kay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is saying the same thing except those who are particularly partisan. What has been done has been done. We had Okoye here today. He's saying very clearly INEC rules were not respected by the REC. It was not respected by those who supported the REC in what happened. So the right thing has happened, and that's the right thing. There's not much else to say other than, in my heart, I feel for Binani, and like Aya said, I wish she had just gone out and said, this is wrong. I cannot accept this, and I cannot be a party to this kind of abnormality. Absolutely. And for that reason, just let it go.
Well, Dr. Abati, wouldn't you say that it's great that she was able to clear the air, particularly with that, whole rigging thing that went on over the weekend that
I think it's
the was paid.
That she says she did not give anybody 2 billion naira, and that she's not a do-or-die politician, and that she's a Democrat. These are important statements to make. However, she raised 2 other allegations about certain INEC officers, national officers that came from Abuja. And she claims that these national officers had a nocturnal meeting with the governor, Governor Fintiri. But of course, the spokesperson for the governor has said this is not true, and that on their own side, they too did not try to influence anything. But what is important in the Adamawa case is that there must be thorough investigation on all sides. Allegations have been raised. For us to be sure fully, it's the responsibility of the police to investigate, including investigating their own commissioner of police, who has now been asked to stand down, and another person has been sent to Adamawa, and then to ensure that all the persons who played one role or the other, in the scandal of Adamawa is made to face the wrath of the law. The governor is talking about enemies who came from nowhere and all that. Well, now that he has been declared as the winner of that election, he should show maturity. He should not be going about talking about enemies, saying, I didn't contest against the woman. The APC gubernatorial candidate that went into that supplementary election against it is, of course, a woman. Clearly a woman. He should be talking about providing leadership and bringing everybody together. So we don't want the rhetoric of hate that shows a certain level of immaturity coming from the governor. As for Binani, well, she still has a matter in court, which has been adjourned till April 26. And I was deliberately asking Adegoke SAN whether the matter has not become academic. Because the main issue raised by His Lordship, Justice Ekwo, is about jurisdiction. And as Adegoke SAN himself pointed out, jurisdiction is a basic fundament of the law. It's an issue that can be raised at any level. But in this particular instance, can a federal high court exercise jurisdiction over election matter? The decision in AMPP versus returning officer Abia, which is more or less the locus classicus in the matter, is our elections are sui generis. They are strictly statutory, and the kind of prohibitive writ that Binani's lawyer has taken to the Federal High Court, asking for certiorari, order of mandamus, prohibition. These are common law remedies that may not appear. Section 285, sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution vests exclusive jurisdiction over election matters in tribunals, election petition tribunals. So, anyway, without prejudice to what will be decided, apart from AMPP versus returning officer Abia, there is also a Friday versus governor of Ondo State. There is a Ohakim case. I think Ohakim versus Agbaso. The position there is about jurisdiction, and that's why the learned judge brought it up. But let us see what happens at the end of the day. If Binani is still not satisfied, she may well be preparing to go to the tribunal. But this is without prejudice, to what will transpire at the end of the day.
Well said, Dr. Abati. We'll take another story. 8 female students abducted by gunmen on their way to school in Kachia local government area of Kaduna State are said to have escaped from their abductors. The Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs confirmed the development in a statement on Tuesday. The students were kidnapped on April 3rd and escaped 14 days after their abduction by walking through the thick forest around the Kaduna-Niger interstate boundaries for days before arriving at a location where they were harbored. They were then evacuated by the 1 Division of the Nigerian Army to a military facility where they are currently undergoing treatment. While the governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, who visited the girls, admonished them to view the horrific experience as a turning point to pursue their education with renewed vigor for a purposeful future. Well, this is as no fewer than 33 people were killed by terrorists in Kaduna State over the weekend. The terrorists attacked residents in Runji village at around 10 p.m. while they were asleep and burnt over 40 houses. Some injured victims are still receiving treatment at a hospital, while the 33 victims were given a mass burial amidst tears by relatives and members of the community who gathered to witness the funeral service.
We will not run away from our land. Even if they come tonight after us, we are killed, there will still be some people who will talk, and there will be young who will rise again. Amen. And so we ask that the government of Kaduna State and the government of Federal Republic of Nigeria, they should do the needful. They know what they should do to stop this evil. They know it. I have said it, and let me repeat myself again. If by mistake 1 cow is killed by any of the community here, the number of military troops that will enter and ransack the community and look for those to arrest because 1 cow has been killed. And now we have 33 corpses and a young boy of less than 5 years who has been beheaded. What has that young boy done to these evil people?
Ayo, I mean, this was horrific. This thing that happened over the weekend, I've been meaning to take this story for days now, and I'm glad I was able to, air this particular clergyman who talked about even the young boy that was, killed for no reason. I mean, the security agencies, Kaduna State governor, you really need to look at this. But also this, brought up a lot of topics on social media about how the governor cannot go and petition the security agents, with all of the nonsense going on in his state. But I'm also very glad that those 8 girls were able to escape really quickly before.
Thank you for balancing such a horrific story with good news at the beginning of the 8 girls. But even that's good news with a tinge of sadness, because it seems as if when girls or people are abducted, they have to find their way out. So in terms of, I appreciate and applaud the efforts of the military because they do a lot of work. But what we've heard in recent times is how they found their way, walked out. And the big question is, why couldn't they find them? 14 days after, why couldn't they find them? And then the response from the governor, whilst encouraging, the unfortunate part of it is that there was more fervor from him when he was challenging
That's the point.
The Naira redesign policy and the scarcity of notes. And then it begs the question, as the clergyman asked, what is the value of a Nigerian life? He talked about and compared it to cattle. When cattle is killed, there's an uproar, and then 33 people are killed, and there's a mass burial, and there are platitudes around, we'll investigate, we'll talk about this. It's not good enough. It's really sad, and we're looking for, Kaduna has been in the news for too long, and the security aspect of it hasn't been well handled by the governor at all.
Absolutely. Well, all right, well said, Ayo. We'll take our final story. Following the controversies surrounding Nigeria's president-elect's whereabouts and his alleged Guinean passport, a new video has surfaced online showing the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, taking a helicopter ride with a very cheerful Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's take a look.
Hey, Tien, don't lose her. Don't lose her to give the Camara. Have you ever filmed me? Let's go, don't laugh at all. Ah, no love for that. Walking the bumper on the road. Autre hélicoptère, le deuxième est parti aussi. Le deuxième est parti. Hein?
I mean, I guess Nigerians are missing the president-elect. We're not sure when that video, occurred, but, a lot of people have posted it because obviously his Guinean passport issue is circulating and you could hear someone there in the background speaking French. But we really need to know, when the president-elect is coming out to address Nigerians. Really quickly, Dr. Bati, before we go.
Well, okay. The same way you hear people say, oh, when is the president-elect coming back? That's the story out there. But of course, we've been told that he's gone to take some rest after that grueling campaign process and all of that. And wherever he is, there is something called freedom of movement in the Nigerian constitution.
Yes.
So, asking where is the president, freedom of movement. If you like, you can travel wherever you like.
Well, thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Thank you so much. Well, that's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.